So, picture this. My mother-in-law, let's call her Mill, and my sister-in-law, let's call her Sil, are like characters straight out of a soap opera. They spend their days at salons, massage parlors, and bars, gossiping away. Meanwhile, my father-in-law is just a money-making machine, barely existing in the family except to fund their lavish lifestyle. There's even a rumor that he has a mistress, and Mill turns a blind eye to it as long as the cash keeps flowing. Now, let me introduce myself. I'm 37, happily married for 12 years, with 2 kids, a 9-year-old boy, and a 5-year-old girl. But my peaceful life is constantly disrupted by Mill and Sil's absurd demands. So, here's the story. Mill invites me to lunch one day, and out of the blue, she suggests that my husband and I should give Sil a baby as her 30th birthday present. Yes, you heard that right. A baby, as a gift. I was flabbergasted. I mean, who even does that? But Mill seemed dead serious. I stormed out of the restaurant, but the madness didn't end there. When I got home, my husband told me that Mill had called him too, asking for the same ridiculous favor. It was like they were living in some alternate reality where babies are just commodities to be gifted. The next day, Mill shows up at our house, pretending to apologize but still pushing for the baby gift idea. She even tries to guilt trip us by saying that Sil has been unlucky in love and needs something to distract her, as if having a baby is like getting a new handbag. But it gets worse. Sil herself joins the fray, showing up at our house and acting all excited about her surprise baby gift. She's completely clueless about the reality of parenting, thinking she can just dress the baby up like a doll and show it off to her friends. Enough was enough. I put my foot down and told them in no uncertain terms that we were not having a baby just to fulfill their absurd wishes. But they wouldn't take no for an answer. They kept pestering us, trying to guilt trip and manipulate us into giving in to their demands. I couldn't take it anymore. So, I came up with a plan. I pretended to agree to their crazy idea, but then I turned the tables on them during the live video session on social media. I grilled Sil about her parenting plans, exposing her cluelessness for all to see. And boy, did it work. The backlash from the viewers was swift and brutal. Sil's followers turned on her, realizing just how unfit she was to be a mother. It was satisfying to see them get a taste of their own medicine. Since then, things have been quiet on the Mill and Sil front. They haven't dared to show their faces around here, knowing that I'm not afraid to stand up to them, and if they ever try to cause trouble again, I'll be ready for them. So, that's my crazy story. It just goes to show that you should never underestimate the power of standing up for yourself. And sometimes, a little bit of strategic planning can go a long way in dealing with difficult people. But even after the online showdown, the drama didn't quite come to an end. For a couple of weeks following the live video incident, things seemed surprisingly calm. I felt like I could finally breathe without the constant pressure from Mill and Sil hanging over me like a dark cloud. However, the peace was short-lived. One day, my phone started buzzing incessantly with notifications from social media. It turned out that Sil had launched a full-scale smear campaign against me online, painting me as the villain in her twisted narrative. According to her posts, I was selfishly denying her the chance to become a mother just because she was unmarried. She spun tales of how her brother, my husband, was supposedly on board with the idea of us having a baby for her, but I was the one standing in the way. I was shocked and appalled by the lies she was spreading, but I knew I couldn't let her get away with it. So, with the help of some friends, I came up with a plan to turn the tables on her once again. I decided to play into her delusions temporarily, pretending to agree to her demands in order to lure her into a trap. I called her up and told her that I had reconsidered and was now willing to have a baby for her. Of course, this was all a ruse to get her to come over to my house. When she arrived, I suggested that we go live on social media to announce the good news to our followers. She eagerly agreed, thinking she had finally won. Little did she know what was coming next. During the live video, I put on a convincing act, pretending to be excited about the prospect of having a baby for Sil. I asked her all sorts of probing questions about her plans for the baby, knowing full well that her answers would incriminate her. As she babbled on about how she planned to dress the baby up like a doll and never let her cry, I could see the horrified reactions from the viewers pouring in. It was clear that Sil had no idea what she was getting herself into. After the video ended, I posted a lengthy explanation on social media, exposing Sil's true intentions and highlighting all the reasons why she was unfit to be a parent. I made sure to tag her in the post so that her followers could see the truth for themselves. The response was overwhelming. Sil's followers turned against her, leaving scathing comments and calling her out for her selfishness and immaturity. It was a satisfying moment of vindication, knowing that I had finally put her in her place. Since then, things have been relatively quiet on the Mill and Sil front. They haven't dared to confront me again, knowing that I'm not afraid to stand up to them, and if they ever try to cause trouble in the future, I'll be ready for them. In the end, I learned an important lesson. Sometimes, the best way to deal with difficult people is to stand up to them and expose their true colors. And with a little bit of cunning and strategic planning, you can come out on top, no matter how crazy the situation may seem.